Good morning. It's Darren Hayward, Managing Director and Lead SEO Consultant for Fertile Frog, and also the Managing Director for Increased Kudos, which is a digital marketing agency. Okay, so what I've done, I've had a look over your website to be able to get a better idea of what your business is about. We specifically work with aesthetics companies and aesthetics clinics across the country. So what I've done, I've gone onto Google and I've typed in aesthetics clinics in Cornwall. Now, first of all, you have what's known as the snack pack, which is where the maps show. Now, normally you have three businesses that Google shows in here, but it's only showing two at this moment in time. I think this is where you should be to start with. But when I scroll down the page and I look through the top listings, I can't find you until I get to the very bottom of the page, which is position number 10, just above the bottom set of ads. So the actual chance of a click-through rate of anyone clicking on this is quite low, because the majority of people, you've got 75% of people who click on the top three organic listings. So I did the same also with Botox treatment at Cornwall, and again I looked here and I can't see you, and when I've gone down and I've looked through, the only time I actually find you is in position number 9 again. Okay, so what's the reason that Google has chosen, or should I say, why does Google choose who they put at the top of the search engines? Well, first of all, if you imagine that Google is like a popularity contest, whoever Google feels is the most popular company or most popular website, they will put at the top of the rankings. So how does Google identify who's the most popular? There's three areas really. The first area is around around your website. So when someone lands on your website, are they finding all the content they're looking for? Is there enough information that's going to hold them on your page longer than your competitors? Because ultimately, if someone's spending longer on your site, and if someone's navigating around your site and then going to the contact form, for example, then it's meeting their needs, and that's a massive green flag for Google. Google is able to identify how long someone spends on a page. It's able to identify which pages they navigate between and which pages they drop off from. So it can also identify which pages don't or aren't converting, that aren't performing very well. So the second bit is brand mentions and social signals. So if someone is, the more social signals and the more people that are discussing your brand across the web, then the more kudos that you're going to get in the eyes of Google. So Google can pick up how many times your brand's mentioned across the web, how many likes, shares, etc. that you've got on your website. So the third bit, and one of the most important bits, are backlinks or links that point from other websites to your website. Now, if you consider it this way, no other website would put a link on their own website to drive traffic or the visitor away from their site somewhere else, unless they felt that the website that they're sending it to was worthy of that link. So in the eyes of Google, each link is seen as a recommendation. Now, something to take into consideration is that not all links are equal. If you have links that point to you from sort of industry related blogs and industry related governing bodies and things like that, then they're going to be seen as being more relevant and will give you more kudos again. So how do we work with this now? We worked with a number of SEO companies. We worked with a number of aesthetic companies, should I say. And what we do, we've over a period of time, we have built up some good relations with lots of different companies, lots of different websites, to be able to build these links and to be able to do outreach as well to new places. So let's have a look at some of your comparison with competitors. Here, what I've done a domain comparison along with 4 of your competitors or local competitors. And what we have, we've got the number of links that point to your website, and the quality of those links gives you a domain rating. So the domain rating is how Google or how like software, SEO software, ranks your website in terms of how powerful those links are and how relevant they are to your business. So here you can see I've put your business first, the domain rating of 5. Aesthetic Solutions has a domain rating of 7, then 9, and then 9 again. So you can see that you aren't actually that far behind to be able to dominate, but it does take a little bit of a strategy, of a process that will enable you to be able to get to that top place. And then once you get to the top place, it's then about maintaining that position. So one of the things that is ideal is to be able to keep maintaining that position and staying ahead of your competitors. I've also had a look at your website in comparison with other websites that are related to your search terms. And again, I can see that it's got a score of 3 that takes in a number of different factors here. One of the factors that's really important, the thing with Google is what they want to do is have trust towards your company. So here, and without getting too technical, we've got citation flow and we've also got trust flow. So let me try and explain that in simple terms. Citation flow is the number of citations or the number of mentions and links that your site has pointing to it. The trust flow is the trust value of those links that point to your website. So here we can see, this doesn't mean that there's only the 14 links pointing to your website, it just means that that's a scoring metric that they use. So yours scores 14 for the citation flow, and trust flow it scores 0. So it's saying there's a lot of links pointing to your website, but all those links are low value, so they don't give you any trust value in the eyes of search engines. So this is something that we'd be looking to be able to advise you to be able to improve, to be able to move this forward, so that you can start to dominate your area even more, and also so that then you can get more calls and also increased visibility. Because increased visibility, the higher the rankings you get, obviously that converts to more traffic, which converts to more visibility and more brand awareness. So the question that I've got for you is, do you want me to be able to map out a plan for you on how to get these hundreds of people that are searching for these terms but not finding you? Would you like me to map out a plan to get these visitors coming to your site instead of your competitors? So is that something you're interested in? If you can book in an online consultation using the calendar below, and I will have a one-to-one meeting with you, and I can show you some more interesting things which I'm sure you will enjoy. One other point before I go is that when I had a quick look over your website, I've noticed that the website isn't mobile responsive. Now that is, in this century, is really, really important. A website that is mobile friendly will get a higher level of conversions. It will rank better in mobile searches. What's coming out at the moment is something called Mobile First. Mobile First is a new algorithm that basically what Google uses to be able to calculate who it puts at the top of its rankings. So with Mobile First due to be coming out, there's a good chance that you're going to get hit by some sort of penalty if you don't have a mobile site. So that's something that I would certainly consider at this sort of stage, because I feel that that's really important for you to be able to keep yourself ahead of the game. So, based on that, I will look forward to be able to book it in a session. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at darren@fertilefrog.com. And I'll speak to you again soon. Have a great Easter weekend. Bye now.